And what is going on, everybody? Welcome into the channel. We're live here, kind of an impromptu live stream I got going on here on both YouTube and Twitter. So if you guys aren't following me on my social platforms, look, I'm at UCF_Jaguar on literally YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, if you guys aren't following me on TikTok, definitely hit me up there at UCF_Jaguar. I think the link in the description. I do not know. But yeah, the main point about this is just kind of doing a post. I've never really done this, but like a night show. We can do like a call-in show. So if you guys want to get anything off your chest or just, to kind of sit here and rant and kind of get some stuff off our chest. But I do want to say this video is brought to you guys by BetUS. It's powered by BetUS. Lots of fun stuff going on over there. I know it's not very fun to bet on the Jaguars. Oh, the Jaguars did beat the spread today. They were 4-point underdogs, so the Jaguars lost by 3. But the Jaguars do lose, and they got all kinds of cool stuff over there. Like you can bet on pretty much anything from football. Last time we bet on like darts, lots of cool stuff. So if you guys want to hit them up, use promo code YouTube150. It's going to get you a 150% deposit bonus. And yeah, it's good stuff. So we're going to bring on the first caller over here. We have very early on, we got Brett. What's going on, Brett?
Not much. How about yourself, UCF?
Oh man, all is good. So what's on your mind, bro?
This game was difficult for me to watch because I live in Wisconsin and I was surrounded by Packer fans. So that was
Yeah. Because you're a aren't you kind of a Packers fan too, or are you that's secondary and you're mostly Jag fan?
I'm a mostly secondary Packers fan, but I'm mostly ride or die with the teal and black. So
is that a Tank Bigsby jersey?
nope, actually, it is a jersey with my last name on it.
Oh, there you go. I was wondering. I was like, I don't know who was number 4 that would have been worth getting.
I got this jersey before we drafted Tank Bigsby. So
yeah, I'm about to say I don't think Tank Bigsby jerseys exist, but yeah, you can never go wrong getting a custom jersey with your last name on it.
But honestly, this game was really fun to watch. It had me on the edge of my seat every step of the way. Like, I don't think Lawrence played bad, so to speak. It was just more so that just missed opportunities, just not having any sort of offense in the first quarter really hampered us. So
yeah. And that's the thing about Trevor. It's like he had some bad throws and he had some mistakes. I mean, the fumble was not good. But the thing is, like, when he got the ball back, we were down 27-20. And he drove down the field without wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and went down there and scored a touchdown and tied it up. So at that point, it's like, dude, this guy, when we actually needed him, he drove down the field and got a touchdown. And
yeah, that's what you want out of a franchise quarterback. You want your quarterback to lead your team to victory in any way that they possibly can. But I'm not blaming this loss on Trevor in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But it's, oh my God, this was hard for me to watch. But
yeah, no, it was a tough one, but I don't know. It's weird for me because I'm almost kind of like I'm just used to. I've kind of already checked out of the season. Like, of course, I'll watch every game, and of course, I go up and down. But I'm not going to let this team like ruin my Sundays or my weeks anymore.
Well, we got a very difficult next slate of games coming up, but I am very confident with the way that we were able to keep pace with Green Bay. I honestly think we could have a chance to win a couple of these games down the stretch.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we have.
If on hand, what is our next 4 games?
It's we play the Eagles, then we play the Vikings and Lions. Don't know the order. Then we finish with the Texans, and then we have 5 pretty. And after that, it gets really easy. You got 2 games against the Texans. You have the Raiders, the Jets, and the Colts. So those are manageable. But yeah, I mean, this next stretch is brutal. But I don't know, man. It's just I'll be rooting for them to win. I mean, I'll be like, we're not in a situation like the Titans where you really want to lose to get the number 1 quarterback. Like, it's not like we need a new quarterback. So, and this isn't as low as I've been with the Jaguars because I do believe in Trevor Lawrence, and like I think that he can take us to like great places. It's just just gotta hopefully lose and clean out the coaching staff and the GM, and hopefully bring in some people from the Lions.
Doug needs to go.
Yeah,
Doug needs to go.
No, yeah, too many pre-snap penalties, and we like invented a new penalty on the field goal team.
Delay a game on the defense.
I'm just like, well, I never heard of it. They said it's a point of emphasis. So if it's a point of emphasis, then clearly they're at least should be coached about it.
Actually, it actually is stated in the NFL rulebook that if a player prevents the offense from either like snapping the ball or anything like that, but the reason why they were penalized is because they shifted like last second before the ball was snapped.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's against.
Understand how that is impairing the offense from snapping the ball.
Yeah, I mean, when the rules guy came out and said his thing, I was like, all right, I mean, it's a rule. It wasn't like bullshit. I mean, it was a true rule. So yeah, can't get mad about it. It's just, man, like, and honestly, it was no harm, no foul. Like, they didn't we lost one timeout and they still wound up getting a field goal. And then it didn't really affect anything, but it's still like, it's just another example, like another one of our pre-snap things. We had multiple illegal shifts. It's just, I mean, it's a badly coached team. And
yeah, like, honestly, I think Doug needs to go. Our offensive coordinator needs to go, and our defense coordinator needs to go. We need an entire like new coaching staff entirely. Balky needs to go. Like, here's the thing. I don't disagree with drafting Travis Etienne in 2021 along with Trevor Lawrence, but go O-line help in 2021. You could easily have picked up Travis Etienne in the second round instead of picking him in the first round.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a lot of revision. It's just yeah, I mean, we got a situation.
I miss Etienne.
Well, Etienne, I feel like Etienne, what's it called? I don't think we missed him that much. I mean, Tank Bigsby's been so good. I feel like Tank Bigsby's hitting holes. I feel like Etienne wouldn't, to be honest with you.
I mean, we got a good 1-2 punch at running back with Etienne as our lead back, and then Bigsby being like a third or fourth down back. Yeah. But I did think that Doug did make a good decision on going for it on fourth down near midfield. Like,
oh yeah, definitely, I did too.
We were in no man's land. It was too long for us to kick a field goal, too short for us to punt. So
yeah, see, I was down because I was definitely down to go for it on fourth down. I was going to argue about whatever the play call was. Like, if he went back and we threw it behind the line of scrimmage again or something stupid like that, like, dude, like, I don't think Trevor Lawrence has missed a quarterback sneak this year. It seems like we get it like every time.
Every single time. It's like the Jacksonville version of the tush push.
Yeah. I mean, we've got that play on lock. So, like, I almost went back and said, like, if this is 4-down territory on 3rd and 1, you should just fire a deep pass to like Brian Thomas Jr. But yeah.
Any news on whether he is going to be cleared to play next week, or is there any news on Kirk with what the injury was with him?
I mean, Kirk looks like a broken collarbone. I wouldn't expect to see him the rest, which kind of sucks because like he had some trade value. But with with Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know if it's a broken rib or what it was, but man, like he just hurt himself. That was pretty ridiculous.
Good catch though. Yeah. Good catch though.
No, it was a good catch. It's just, dude, he keeps like double catching it. It's like if he would have just caught it on the first thing and just went down gracefully instead of going down like a landing on the ball. But I don't know. Hopefully he's back. Hopefully it's just not a broken rib and more of a pain tolerance thing. And then I'd expect to see him back, but it was concerning not seeing him go back in.
The only good thing coming out of the Packers side of me is that the Bears lost on the last second touchdown.
Oh yeah, that was a ridiculous hair because he didn't even throw it far enough. It just got tipped up into the end zone.
Isn't that like reminiscent of one of the games that Jacksonville had a couple years ago where we had to? No, that was with Garrard, where it was partially deflected, and then
that was a little bit different because it got knocked down into a player's hand because it was like such a rare thing the way it happened. That one was more like the Georgia Auburn play where like two guys went into it and bounced up and went behind them.
Yeah,
it's
but overall, I think we can still salvage the season. Like, I don't think we're gonna go 8-1 down the stretch. Like, that's not happening.
I mean, what do you mean by salvage the season?
Fluke into a playoff berth.
Oh man,
kind of like what Green Bay did in 2016, 2017, where they sucked right at the beginning of the season, but then they turned it on in the
but
later end of the year.
You had to go 7-2 to go 9-8. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see that coming.
The AFC is rather weak this year.
Yeah, but still, 8-9 isn't getting you in the playoffs. So with that said, you had to go, and we only had to worry about the AFC. We had to worry about beating the Vikings and the Lions and the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like, and then you have the Texans again. Like, I mean, there's teams that we can beat, but they ain't
easily be 5-3 right now.
We could
easily be 5-3.
But a lot of ifs, you know what I mean? I mean, if my aunt had a penis, she'd be my uncle, but you know, she doesn't. So, you know, we can we can if all over the place. Like if Travis Etienne doesn't fumble in the end zone in week 1, we'd be up 24-7. Maybe the season's different. If, you know, the defense does, if Trevor Lawrence doesn't fumble, like there's so many different situations, but at the end of the day, you know, most games in the NFL are close, but the good teams pull out and win. And we can't win at the end of these games unless it's at home against the Colts, which we never lose, or if it's against one of the worst teams.
Hopefully that streak never ends. Hopefully that streak never ends.
At least we have that going for us.
So. Yeah.
But all right, Brett, I'm gonna let some more people in here. Appreciate calling in. Like I said,
have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, go take it Jags. Easy, man. Don't get bullied by the Packers fans up there.
Easier said than done.
All right, man. I'll see you.
See ya.
All right. So shout out to Brett. He's a longtime channel member. So yeah, we did have somebody in the backstage, but they backed out. So like I said, guys, this is a call-in show. You guys want to come in here, get something off your chest, definitely come in here. But yeah, I was before this game, I was not necessarily hoping a playoffs, but I was like, you know, playoffs is a chance. I mean, if you go like 7-3, we'll get you to 9-8, and then maybe with a weird AFC. But but you have to. But I was like, you have to win 80% of your next games. Like you have to beat 4 out of the 5 next games, and you already dropped one. So now you have to go perfect, and it's just you got to win too damn much. So, we will just see. So I'll bring the next guest in. His screen is black, but Doug, you're in here. Okay, he just left. His screen is black, so I made sure to I added his audio in, but sometimes I've had people come on here and do some fuckery when it comes to revealing stuff. So if you're not if I don't see your face on here, then I can't really trust too much. But yeah, guys, we have an open spot. Like I said, if you guys want to come in and talk, I know for me, I don't feel that bad after this game. I really don't, just because it was different the first 4 games because Trevor Lawrence seemed to be playing so bad. But now that we actually see Trevor Lawrence playing good, like we could be good next year. It's just right now it's almost like we need the sacrifice this year to be able to show Shad Khan that this ain't it. And, you know, I would rather be terrible and be 3-14 or 4-13 than be like 8-9 or even 9-8 and miss the playoffs. I don't want to go 9-8 and barely miss the playoffs. Like that's, to me, it's not a good spot because I would, and I said this so many times before, I would rather be, you know, you'd rather somebody really, really good or really, really bad. But if they're in the middle, like we don't want to waste time being mediocre. You know what I mean? And right now it's kind of showing themselves. Like, I don't think Doug Peterson in this is necessarily as bad as the record, and unfortunately, like I think he's good at some things. I just think he's very, very I think he's a little arrogant. And I think he's way too stuck in his ways. And I think he's way too loyal to like the wrong people. Like there's no way Press Taylor should still be here, out here, you know, there's no way. I'll just say that the Press Taylor, there's no way he should be, but he's still here. You know what I mean? But he's still here. Double S is $1 billion stadium for the sorry team that better be better by 2028. So real quick, we got Garris in here. What's up, Garris?
What up, UCF? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? What you got?
I'm doing all right, man. Honestly, I have a lot of very aggressive thoughts in my mind, so I'll try to be as civil as I can because, you know, I don't want to just come off as just a complete asshole, even though I am an asshole. Okay. So my thing is, I think the season was over like 3-4 weeks ago. I think Doug Peterson should have been fired. This is just So this is just a thing of like us waiting for things to change, and it's just not going to. We need a regime change like yesterday. Like it should have been happened, but Shad Khan is just not the type of person who will make those big changes. We kept Doug Marrone for 4 seasons, and we didn't need to do that. So honestly, guy, I think it's kind of just a toss up of like what really will happen. A lot of people are trying to blame Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people are blaming the players, Trent Baalke and stuff like that. As much as I hate Trent Baalke and his attitude, like even he's not the biggest problem. Like I would say overall, it's our front office that needs to be more aggressive and say, okay, well, this stuff is not working. We need a regime change. Doug Peterson should have been fired. He's not going to turn the situation around. He almost never holds accountability. He likes to blame his players, and he almost acts like you pointing the finger at him is almost like just a travesty of justice. Like he literally gave Press Taylor callback plays after our season collapsed last year. It's like at this point, like, do you need more proof that he's an awful coach at this point? I'm not saying that he wasn't a good coach at one point, but now he's regressed. There's a reason the Eagles fired him. He just did not want to change his ways. So at this point, you need to get rid of him. He's not going to change his ways. I think he's begging you to fire him at this point because he just doesn't care. So
no, I agree on a lot of levels. Like I definitely agree Doug Peterson needs to go. And it is a shame because I do think that he has some good coaching ideas, but like you said, like he's way too stuck in his ways and he's way too loyal to Press Taylor. He hitched his Eagles career to him, and the Eagles literally fired him because he wanted to keep Press Taylor. And he comes to the Jaguars and he refuses, like we saw Doug Peterson, he'll point blame to everybody, to the players, to the coaches, but he will not point any blame at Press Taylor ever. It's really insane. And
a YouTuber comment said one of the realest shit I ever heard right now. So if you don't know, when he was with the okay, I might be having my facts wrong, but long story short, I think when he was with the Eagles, his son also was also a coach there, and he didn't retain him. He was willing to keep Press Taylor over his own son. So I'm not trying to get too personal. I don't really need to do that. My thing is, you care more about the feelings about Press Taylor than you care about a 53-man roster that's suiting up every day to play this game and are getting that are literally striving to get better. So my thing is, you are willing to get fired from the Eagles, one of the most prestigious organizations. You have one of the best GMs in the league of Howie Roseman, and you fuck all that up just because you were loyal to one man. My thing is, as bad as this might sound, I told my brother this. I would be fine with us keeping Press Taylor. My thing is, Doug Peterson is a real problem here because he would not have no authority if it's not for Doug Peterson. If you want to keep Press Taylor, fine. Give him an opportunity to learn the ropes, but just take the play calling away from him. Like I'm pretty sure Luke Getsy is still the offensive coordinator for Andy Reid. Luke Getsy was awful with the Bears. Here's the thing: he's not calling the plays. He's just there as an advisor and just to learn the ropes. If you want to keep Press Taylor for that reason, do that. Doug Peterson should not be here because how much of it is a bad game plan if you're getting the plays literally from Doug Peterson? If Doug Peterson can't identify, why these plays aren't working, like is it really so much Press Taylor as it is Doug Peterson?
I mean, it all rolls up to Doug. I mean, Doug's in charge of all the coaching staff, and he has say over everybody. I mean, he has the highest say over anything. I mean, anything he says with the coaching staff, it will happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would kind of be like giving your sports card to like a 14-year-old. It's like, do you really blame the 14-year-old or do you blame the guy who gave it?
I will say one thing though is I still do think the biggest problem is top down. I mean, I will say a lot of people give a lot of heat to Shad Khan, and willingly so. I mean, he doesn't hire the right guys and doesn't make the right decisions. But the thing about Shad Khan is it'll be an attractive job if we do clean house because he isn't a meddling owner. He's not Jerry Jones. He's not Woody Johnson. He's not the owner of the Panthers. He'll give people money to do stuff and he won't interfere with decisions. But, with Trent Baalke, he has way too big of a presence. And the word on the street is that Doug Peterson didn't even want Ryan Nielsen. It was Trent Baalke that was the guy that decided to hire him. So it's if Doug Peterson can't make these kind of football decisions, then now there's all this talk about, the reason why they're not playing Mason Smith is Doug Peterson's trying to get back at, at Trent Baalke. It's just right now, even before the Jaguars, Trent Baalke had such a long history of not getting along with head coaches and having these rifts. So it's like, it's not even a Jaguars issue. The Trent Baalke, his issues preceded the Jaguars. That's why you need a complete reset. You need to get the right guys in place. And, and I'm not even a guy that says like, oh, Tony Baselli should be EVP of the team. But I will say it'd be nice for Tony Baselli to at least be involved, because there's nobody that cares more about the Jaguars, I think, than Tony Baselli. And I hear the way Tony Baselli talks on, the radio, and I agree with a lot of stuff that he says. So, you can give any MVP money. Like I know Rick Spielman, they were talking about him a few years ago. Like Rick Spielman doesn't care about the Jaguars until you give him the money. Like if Tony Baselli, like if we were to clean house, I would love for him to at least be partially involved in putting the right people in place, and then kind of going forward with bringing the GM and head coach and stuff like that. But, they need a complete reset. We've only had one reset since Shad Khan has been here, and that was in 2013. We can't just keep hiring from within. We got to bring in people from winning organizations, kind of like the Lions. The Lions were the Jaguars 5 years ago. I mean, they had a history of losing, bad organization, and then all of a sudden they got the right things in place over there, and then it turned it around. I would love to find a piece of that. I know we all talk about Ben Johnson, but also bring in someone over from the front office, because, dude, they draft really well over there. So I would not mind doing something like that.
Yeah, Brad Holmes been killing. I think he was I can't remember where he came from. I think he was like an advisor or something. He sat and watched other GMs do their jobs. I can't remember. Maybe it was some successful organization. I think I want to say maybe it was the Chiefs or something.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. But my thing is, I think more than anything, if you're going to have a GM or at least like a VP or something like that, a CEO, you should have somebody who is like, in a way, somewhat nitpicky. I say somewhat because it's not enough to just want to improve an organization because they give you money. It's one of those things. It's like how do I put this? Okay, so you have to have those guys that are being like, even if the situation is optimal for him, or if it's not optimal, he has to be like, yo, this is some very stupid situation. Let me step in and tell you how this really works, right? Let's say there was no benefit to me at all joining the Jags organization, and I see you making very stupid decisions, and I come in and help you. That's the type of guy we need, because if he can literally identify something and be like so disgusted, he's more so disgusted with your decision making than he is about his paycheck, then that's the guy you need, because he can literally identify your issues and say, this is a better way you need to do it, because this is not going to work. Do you want to live in purgatory forever? I don't want to do that. Let's just make these decisions. Let's make decisions that's better for our team and our organization. I would recommend we take somebody from a good organization, maybe the Eagles, the Lions, or somebody who's been advising under Howie Roseman, or somebody who's invited as in Brad Holmes or something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. But all right, man, appreciate the call. Going to get somebody else in.
All right, man. Take
Jags.
care.
Great call. All right, next up we have Tyler in the building. What's going on, Tyler?
Hello. I don't know if you can hear me very well. I'm kind of have allergies. Okay. I know people want Ben Johnson as the head coach, but if we get Ben Johnson, my main problem is Trent Baalke. I know people say Doug Peterson's not good, Fred Taylor's not good. Who cares if our head coach is if we still have Trent Baalke in the building? Plus, Trent Baalke's track history is not good. Right now, it's the best time to trade a third-round pick for a conditional second to get Cooper Kupp. We know Trent Baalke's track history with drafting, so the less draft picks we have, and we still have Trent Baalke, the better. And this thing with the season, I honestly don't care. We need a first-round pick. Let's go draft a corner. First round, boom. We get Cooper Kupp for the second-round pick. That was an upgrade, and then whatever else, GM needs to go. And then Peterson, maybe, but I think I would want Belichick more than Johnson. And so coming from someone younger, I think that's the better move. But anyone from the Lions, really, and the front office, and then we'll see how it goes. Because as far as we know, Doug Peterson could be way better with just a new change, or that we could go like 13-4 and something with the same roster, and it just been the GM. So we don't know.
Wait, so you think the 2-6 Jaguars should be trading a second-round pick to the Rams for Cooper Kupp?
I do. I think our main issue is secondary. I don't think our main issue really is anything else. We've had terrible secondary play. Yes, the safeties have been bad, but we could always get the corner from Michigan and Johnson. We could always get the corner Buck from Ohio State or another young corner, and that was one of the main pieces done. All line's been okay. I know Hodges came in a little bit. He was actually doing very well as being a backup. I would move little back to guard just so we have someone there solid enough to play. But I think if we want to at least go future-wise, I don't trust Gabe Davis or Cook. Maybe another year for Cook, but Cook would be making the same money if we paid Cook than if we paid Cooper Kupp. They're making about the same money. I'd rather just have Kupp. I really would. That's what makes sense to me.
But right now, I mean, Kirk, I mean, he's probably got a broken collarbone, so he's kind of out of table.
Well, we could put him on IR, and then doesn't the money transfer if we put him on IR? Because the cap doesn't happen, and then we could just release him in the offseason.
We're still paying him. I don't know what his buyout is this offseason. I imagine I don't know what the buyout is. It just sucks because I was down to trade Kirk at the trade deadline and get that.
I was too. I was wanting to trade Cook.
Well, the thing is, you also have Parker Washington, who's young and
he's been fine. He's been amazing.
He's got 2 years of a cheap guy, and that's kind of what you want to do. You want to draft guys like Parker Washington on day 3 of the draft, so you can replace your expensive, slot wide receiver 2 and 3s.
Well, we have Trent Baalke, so until we get that out of the building, and we probably will get rid of Doug Peterson and Press Taylor first, we won't have a good draft, I don't think so.
But also, in my opinion, I'm not going to trade any asset. I mean, I wouldn't mind being sellers, but I'm not buying anything because I want to clear house, and I don't want the GM to come in without a second round pick because we traded for Cooper Kupp. I'll be honest.
I mean, that was just a relatively spot because of how banged up our receivers are. We don't like Tim Jones, maybe, but. I know people want to salvage the season. I'm like, we can do whatever the crap we want. We could get top 5 pick and I'll be happy. If we can make playoffs, I'll be happy. Just don't finish 6 wins and we have the 15th pick, guys. Oh, great.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But all right, man, I'm going to let someone else in here. I got a few people in the lobby, but appreciate you calling in, Tyler.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
There, man. Thanks. So I had 2 people in the lobby, but both of them backed out. So try to join back in. Okay, there we go. We got join in Reth in the building. What's going on, Reth?
Hey, what's up there, man? It's been a long time.
Not much, man. Yeah, man. What's on your mind, bro?
Last time I seen you, I was working at Fanatics. 2017 of Blake Bortles' career.
Oh shit! Is that where'd I see you at? Which Fanatics?
At the stadium.
At the stadium? Okay, got. I think I remember that. Yeah, it was it near the 50-yard line under the club seats?
Yeah, you were only 500 subscribers at the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, 2017, bro. That was the first year I started this thing, man. 7 years ago. It's fucking crazy. Yep.
Now how we are now, we're both CPAs.
Hey, you're a CPA?
Yeah, I got.
Oh, that's what's up, bro.
So it's good to see you, man. So adding on to the Jaguars, kind of depressing seeing how I'm looking this way because I got 3 screens.
Oh yeah, you're good. I got my screens too. I'm looking at you, but doesn't look like I am.
Yeah, just going on. I feel like Baalke, you're not going to get anything done without getting rid of Baalke. But I feel like Shad Khan got to see it first. If he can't get no people biting on a coach offer, if Doug Peterson does go, I think that's kind of the breaking point for Shad Khan. I can't get even no one to interview for my coaching position.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much where it's kind of leaning realistically.
Yeah.
Of course, it is what it is. But just going on to it, that's adding. I know we're talking about the end game, but we're going on to the game, the last play. It looked like Savage was the slot on that coverage play, number 6, and he fell down. He bit and then fell down.
Yeah.
I think Cisco was the single high safety during that play.
Okay.
And he couldn't catch up in time. But it seemed like every big play that kind of went against us is a single high safety.
Yeah.
And I'm it's like one of those things that's kind of weird. the definition of insanity. Why you keep doing it? Why like all the hockey substitutions and everything is not working?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add my 2 cents there because I'm pretty sure somebody's probably want to come in as well. Like for the offseason, I mean, the D line got to come first. The interior D line. It's kind of weird how the situation kind of went to. Beginning of the season was our interior offensive lineman. Now it's the interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
It feels like we got to swap places.
Yeah.
Like next year it could be our cornerbacks are good, our secondary is good, and then our wide receivers suck.
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, on the defense, there's no excuses. You're not like last year. You at least had the injury excuse, like Devon Hamilton out, and like you had some other issues there. But like we're healthy right now. The only player injured right now is like Wingard, and like, dude, Wingard isn't. I'm sorry, Jags fans. I know we love Wingard, but like he's not the answer to like all of a sudden our defense being like way better. Like, come on.
My thing is that our special teams are actually good.
Yeah.
And Wingard is a special teamer.
Yeah.
He's not going to add more to the defense than really is.
Except when we're making up penalties on field goal blocks, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the game the full lot. I was like going for all the places, but I do notice that the offensive line wasn't perfect, but it was serviceable. I think Walker Little kind of played better than Cam Robinson so far in the season, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and considering that he was a healthy scratch, I'm thinking that Bulky may try to trade him away. I mean, right now I think there's like the Giants that's lost their starting left tackle, and then I forgot who. Someone else recently lost their left tackle in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like maybe that's up to potentially trade, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if I really want to trade offensive linemen just because I really don't want if we trade away Cam and like Walker Little gets hurt, like who's going to trot in there next? Like I'm down to keep Trevor clean, you know what I mean? But anything else, I'm down to trade ETN. Like if any of these defensive guys, if anyone wants Andre Cisco, you can take him. I don't know what happened to him this year, but I don't know if anyone wants to trade.
You guys got way too big. I think he's like now like 226 or 230.
But at least now, like he's been decent, like outside of this year. So at least now you might be able to get it for a discount next year when you have a new DC and a new scheme. So I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, right now he's listed like around 210, but he does not look like 210. He was way bigger than 210. And same thing situation with actually it's weird though. You got Lloyd, you got Josh Hines Allen, all of them getting up in weight, and
it's not.
Yeah, all three are just like too slow and cumbersome. And well, you don't never want Josh Allen on pass coverage, but still very slow in my opinion.
I always get nervous when I hear players say they put on weight because I'm just like, man, like football's all about speed nowadays, and like I don't know, man. Like
exactly. I mean, even then, I'm like, and even then it's like, speed kills. That's why I don't think Montgomery Brown. He's a stopgap. I mean, he kind of he got burnt a couple times. It just basically his technique is good, but there's more than just technique. It's technique and physical attributes, and he doesn't really have it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 7th round pick, so I think he's overplayed that. But yeah, I mean, he's not the answer there. But he's a good piece to have on your team. It's just, he went into the year kind of sketchy at cornerback, and I do think that he's been better than expected. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, we can definitely, we can get better than that.
Yep. And my final topic before I get to move on, I really think Mason Smith is really the situation between Doug Peters and Trent. I'm like, I professionally don't think that should happen ever. But I mean, I'm a CPA, and this is like my second job as CPA. My first situation professionally shouldn't happen. So I'm pushing that the same thing here as a professional football team. Something that shouldn't happen. I'm not saying how my first job went, but similar to how like NFL team went, I was like, something that should have happened professionally possibly could be happening, and which is the bad part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll leave it from there, and let someone come through.
Sounds good, man. Hey, good seeing you again, man. Congrats on the CPA, and go Jags. All right. So next up, we will bring in Dante. What's going on, Dante?
What's good? Well,
yeah, dude, it's good seeing you in the flesh, man. I know I always see the neck tat on a Jags tag on his neck, guys.
Ride or die.
That's dedication. Hey, man, you can't switch teams now that you got that thing on. You're stuck for life.
Oh yeah, I plan on it. I've been loving this team since MJD was on here.
Yeah, I mean, I love the team. I hate that I love the team, but I love the team.
I'm in Michigan. It's either here or Detroit, and I mean, my first exposure of the Lions was the 0-16 season. It's like, hell no, man, can't do 0-16. Even though we had the 1-15 season under Marone. I mean, I wish that. So I mean, it was my senior year when we had that 2017 season. That shit was unbelievable, and I just wish we could go back to that. Like, I remember when Campbell had said after week 1 we're going to the Super Bowl, and I was like, don't say that. Even though we demolished Houston, and I was so happy because I fucking hate Houston. Out of all the AFC South teams, I hate Houston the most.
Dude, same here, bro.
Like, they give me the utmost anxiety out of like all the teams in the AFC. Like, whenever we face them, and now that they have Stroud, it's like, why can't we have that? I mean, we have Lawrence, and I'll always take Lawrence over everybody else, but like, man, I don't know.
It just seems like they're doing better for Stroud. It just seems like they're doing better for Stroud than what we're doing for Lawrence. Like, I mean, I know like Lawrence, like the thing is, like Lawrence today, I was critical of him early. He had the interception and he had the fumble, which sucked. But the thing
I almost felt like I predicted that shit. Like, I saw that, and I was like, I feel like we're gonna get a pick on this play, and I felt so bad. And then the next play, we got one, and I was like, fuck, that's where goes my thinking.
But it's like the thing is though, like you're down 27-20. It's like, all right, Trevor, do your thing. See if you can drive down the field and shut everybody up. And then he did it. He did it without Brian Thomas Jr.
For
Christian
real,
Kirk, Gabe
with
Davis.
none of our starters.
Yeah, and it was like he drove down there and did it, and then he's over here talking shit to the other team, and I'm like, bro, like he can do it, and then all of a sudden he doesn't. That's the last time he saw the field. That's the last time he saw the field.
Yeah,
the defense couldn't stop fucking Malik Willis, and and here we go.
I mean, when we were a couple games into the season, I wanted Press going, but now, like, I mean, I'm still optimistic on the season. Like, I don't think we're gonna go 7-2 by any means. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I had hopes we were gonna make at least Super Bowl, but that shit shot. But
yeah,
I mean,
I just want to have fun the rest of it. And honestly, I would love to beat the Lions because I want Ben Johnson. I want to put on a show for them. Hey, Ben, look what you could have. Okay, you could have all this. Just come on over, man. Job is yours.
That would be awesome. I mean, my first Jags game was the last time we played the Lions here in Detroit. Ooh, and
that was not a good game.
Lawrence got hurt that day, and I remember that stadium went dead silent, and I was like, yep, our season's over right here and there. And then we had our bye, or no, we didn't have a bye. We felt like that week was just so long because I was like, we're done. Once we lose Trevor, we're fucking done.
Yeah. No, it definitely felt like we were done for the year. But I just remember that game. It was painful because it was one of those games where it's like, it wasn't like they were doing quick strike scores. It was like they were converting every third down. They were going down the field slowly, and it was just like so agonizing. It was.
Yeah.
I just remember it was a different loss than most blowouts because it just felt like it was like they were slowly like putting a knife in us.
Thank you. Like, that shit sucked because I was like one of the worst. That was one of the worst feelings because I was like, I hope for my first Jags game we don't get blown to bits, and especially to the Lions. And I'm like, well, that happened, and now I think it's just going to be more of the same this year, and that's why I didn't buy tickets. I was really kind of like, maybe this would actually be a good matchup. Like, this is a playoff matchup right here, but.
Yeah, and it's gonna be that's probably an expensive ticket now, even nosebleeds with the Lions.
Oh yeah, how good they are now. I don't even want to look up prices. Like I mean, my tickets, like I got mine pretty cheap. I think I paid like $50 for mine, and I went with like my best friend at the time, and
yeah,
it was a night. Like, Lion Stadium is nice, but like that shit sucked so bad. And there was like somebody in the gate was trying to like do a Duval chant when there was all Lions fans at the gate, and I'm like, you can't do that. I'll be right there with you, but I was like, I'm not from Jacksonville, so I don't feel like I can actually do a Duval chant because I'm all the way up in here in Michigan.
Bro, you got a Jags tack on your neck. Of course you can do the Duval.
All right, if I got your favorite, I'll do it.
Yeah, bro, you got the Duval word pass, okay?
All right.
But yeah. That's great. I mean, hopefully you can try. I mean, I would try to go. I mean, you don't get to see the Jaguars, especially with the Lions being an NFC team. I mean, it could be 8 years before the Jaguars play there again. So I don't know. Maybe just try to find.
Man, it feels like we play every other year. We play the Lions. It seems like.
What I used to do for Jags games is I used to go like to the gate, and then like 30 minutes before the game, I would go on Ticketmaster because people are just putting them out for really cheap and just like snagging one there. Because like once it gets to that close before kickoff, people just want to get anything they can for unclaimed tickets.
My connection to that.
So yeah, word of advice there. But yeah,
well, my connection went out for a second. My bad.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna just say your last words, and I'll kind of move on to. I got a couple.
All right, yeah. I'm just glad to be part of this live stream. It was
man.
It was fun talking to you.
Yeah, man. It was definitely impromptu, but I was like, you know what? Come on, just go live. Let some Jaguar fans get some shit off their chest.
Yeah. But
all right, bro.
Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Go Jags. Catch you later, bro.
Duval.
All right. Shout out to Dante. Next up, we have Jags coach 2024. What's going on, man?
Hey, UCF. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm really trying to spit facts about the Jags team and how we can improve because we just been going through a lot this year, not getting really where we wanted to be. I mean, like, all our defensive players, like, we just can't seem to find the middle ground. Complimentary football, it's not happening right now. And we just got to, I don't know, like, the next few games are hard. I'm talking about hard. We got hard offenses. I'm talking about top tier in the NFL. We have to find a way to play complementary football on both sides because offense is just they have these sustained drives, but like today, you can't not get a first down until the second quarter with 5 minutes and 51 seconds on the clock. You can't do that. You're a professional athlete. Everything should come organized, especially your game plan. So if you have a game plan and you have a scheme and all the players are on the field, I don't see why it takes us to almost halftime to get a first down. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. People said like Press Taylor shouldn't necessarily have his job right now. But these are facts we're going up against. Shad Khan is an owner, a billionaire he just has a team right now, but he doesn't know how to run the team. And I wanted to ask you, I remember texting you on Twitter, what do you think the players are playing for? And you replied, paychecks. And I agreed. What do you think we're going to be playing for the next couple of weeks? Like, how does it play out for you?
I mean, bro, I don't know what goes through these guys' head because I know at the end of the day, though, like everything's on film. And like, if they're, like, for example, right now, Cisco contract year, of course, he wants to put good film out there for him to make some money because right now it looks like he's going to be signing a 1-year deal with the Jaguars under a new defensive coordinator to try to get things back right. So, I mean, when it comes to what they're playing for, I mean, you got to find it in themselves. I mean, I don't know at this point, like, what motivates these guys or, what, but like, these guys get paychecks every week, man. Like, the check's clear and, these guys are millionaires. Like, put on for your city. Look around your stadium, bro. It's surrounded by green Packer fans. And this team came in here and beat you in your house, bro. And you're embarrassing. Like, us fans can't do shit, dude. All we can do is sit here and try to defend ourselves against other assholes that try to tell us how bad our team sucks. And it's like, it's just annoying. So it's like, have some pride in yourself, have some pride in your game. I mean, I know, maybe you're not bought in on Doug Peterson, but bro, like, play for the guy next to you, like, play for the, just
exactly
play fucking football, man. I mean, you've been playing this since you're a kid. You don't want to lose. You don't want to get embarrassed.
And it's another thing too that Doug Peterson has been here 3 years, and in the past 3 years we went 9-8 2 times. Like, that's unacceptable. And then this third year, this is how we're treated. With the third year, we had 2 9-8 years. Now we're going 2-6. This is our year. Like, this was a year where we were supposed to be successful, maybe 12-4, maybe. And another thing is when we wear these jerseys and for our city in Jacksonville, we supposed to have enjoyment and courage and a good momentum, motivation about the team we represent, and it's hard to do that. It really is, because this team has a very good way of losing games consistently, and I don't know why that is. I mean, I know Trent Baalke's the GM. He needs to be fired most definitely, and I know that Shad Khan really isn't involved as much as he think that he is involved. He's really not. I think personally, if we stuck with Dave Caldwell, he had Jacksonville's defense with the most takeaways in the NFL through weeks 1 to maybe 6 last year. Yeah. And now we're suffering. We're suffering bad. Like, Cisco falls and trips and misses tackles consistently. We have people who don't know where to be. They don't know the assignment, and so that causes all these scores. Like, we've been getting scored on nonstop. Every game we get scored on, they're scoring 40 points, and we can hardly score 27 points consistently in a game. That's horrible. Yeah. We can't even score consistently 27 or 20 points a game without, it's horrible, man. And I really want to find a resolution for all of us Jags fans to figure out how to be more happy with just everything that's going on and how we can improve it. We can't improve until somebody is out of the office.
I mean, I think it's unfortunate because, for example, I think it's such a cultural thing, and I think the perfect example is New York Jets, bro. If you break apart the New York Jets, they have a really, really good roster.
Yeah, they do.
But they're 2-6 too because their organization sucks. They don't have the right leadership. I feel like it's such a simple. While Jaguars may not have these big names like Devontae Adams and they have Hassan Reddick that just came back. Like, we may not have these big, Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame core. We may not have these big names, but we have a lot of talent on this team. But it's like
a lot,
until you change up, what's going on in the front office and the culture. Like I said, it's top down, and I think Shad Khan, I think any GM would love to work for him because he doesn't middle. In the organization, he's not going to tell people to get certain players. He's going to give the GM all the money in the world to want to do these things. But, it's been known, everybody, it's very common knowledge amongst not only fans, but coaches, and the media tells us all about it. Former players will come out and speak about it. But Trent Baalke is just an asshole, and he's not smart. He's not good, when it comes to having around an organization. And he's the cancer right now. So it starts with him and it goes down. Then it's to Doug Peterson. Then it's to the coaching staff, and it's obviously reflecting on the players because right now you had so many pre-snap penalties. They invented a new penalty on defense on the special teams. I'm pretty sure. So it's you just have issues all around. All this pre-snap crap. There's some questionable play calls at times, and you see players loafing. And when you see players loafing, they've given up on probably the organization, and it's just fair. And the thing is, I put this on Twitter earlier. The thing about the Jaguars is once you fire Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson, I think you have the most attractive job out there. Because the thing is, in my opinion, you have your franchise quarterback, you have a wide receiver 1, you have two defensive end edges, and you have a lockdown cornerback in Tyson Campbell, who's actually been playing really well since he's come back. And you're going to be set up with a top 5 to top 10 draft pick. This is going to be an attractive spot, but Shad Khan just has to make the right decision. And once that decision is made, he needs help with bringing the next guy in place, because if Shad Khan does it on his own, we just got to hope that he accidentally gets it right, because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I think the next question would be, what is the right decision for Shad Khan to make? Because he wouldn't know. And I'm saying that from a perspective as we've seen him make these decisions before, and they've been poor decisions. So, I mean, if he makes the decision of getting rid of Trent Baalke, great. But who do you pick after that? And do you know if they're a good fit for the rest of this team? That's what it's going to come down to. Because if we have another year where we don't correlate and we don't transition and we get on the field and we're losing on Sundays at home, it's getting miserable for all Jags fans. We can't keep buying tickets to these games just to watch our team lose. I mean, we can, but it's not really as fun, and memories can't be made like that. Always losing,
And with Shad Khan, he needs to just listen to other people's advice, because I think when he hired Urban Meyer, he just went so tunnel vision. He had a talk with them at a Super Bowl one year. Then he was their guy. They were going to tank in 2020, and they were going to get him, and he didn't want to listen to anybody. And then when Trent Baalke was here, I don't know who in the hell I know nobody would have told him, hey, you should keep around Trent. Like nobody would have told him that. So he's got to realize that this isn't a bumper industry. He's not a football guy. He needs to take football advice from football people, and that's why I would love for Tony Baselli not necessarily to be the EVP, but help out in the situation because nobody cares about the Jaguars more than Tony Baselli. So I think he needs to take advice from people who are smart and actually care about the Jaguars, and I think that'd be a big start because obviously he doesn't know what he's doing, and I just get concerned about it'd be great to fire Balky. That's a great step one. That's a great step forward. Mm-hmm. But then what are the next steps from there? Like he's got to figure it out.
He's got to figure those out because those are what's detrimental to the team for them to have success after that. After the firing of Trent Balky, we have to have some type of success where somebody could lead the team and they could fall behind and have that leadership to succeed. And that's all we're looking for. That's really all we're looking for. Yeah. Just some leadership. I mean, you say you see it in some of the players, but we could all say it's not in all the players. All the players don't have that same momentum and that motivation as other players give, like Hines Allen and etc. So I just hope Shad can make better decisions in our future for the Jags and the Jags organization, because that would really help the rest of us fans feel the courage we've been wanting for and the happiness we've been wanting for a very just this year, to be fair. Like this year we haven't had much to be happy about. So just hopefully next year we'll have some more games to be happy about and it'll feel like 2020, 2022, 2021 all over again.
Yeah. Hey, that's what we're hoping for. We just gotta have we've had 2017, we had 2022, but we just want sustainable stuff. I mean, even like you look at the Ravens, I mean, they haven't had many Super Bowl. I mean, they haven't had a Super Bowl win in a long time, but they're winning games every year. They're going to the playoffs every year. Like, they're having fun. They're having meaningful football in November, December. They're not stressing out the whole year. Then, obviously they need to get over that hurdle again. But it would just be nice to have consistent winning seasons and go to the playoffs, have number one seeds, and every now and then win a Super Bowl. I mean, all I want in my life is one Super Bowl. That's all I ask. I'm 30 years old. We just renewed the lease, so we're going to be in Jacksonville another 30 years. I just need one damn Super Bowl in my life, and it'd be nice to have some sustained success, especially when we have a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence. Like, I mean, I believe in him. Like, he can make all the throws, and we've seen, first 4 games was sketchy, but if you look at the numbers, man, he's been actually really good the last 4 games. And
he's been
really good the last 4 games. And, they're letting him throw the ball around a bit, and just don't, we finally have this guy. And that's one reason why I do have a little bit of hope in this team. I found that, like, I keep comparing ourselves to the Jets. The thing about the Jets is, like, I mean, if you compare the Jags job versus their job next year, like the Jags is way more attractive because they have a quarterback. Like, they're going to be in quarterback purgatory because Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be gone, and then all of a sudden they have to find a new guy. And we all know how difficult that is. And they've obviously bought all in on, they don't trade for Devontae Adams, and they're up against a cap. So I don't know. It's just bring the right guys in. I think we can be good next year. It's just, this is almost like a sacrificial lamb this year to say, hey, Shad, it's not the right people in place, because if we win 8-9 this year, we would miss the playoffs and we would run it back with the same staff. That's a great fear. So at least maybe this will speak to him a little bit more.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Yeah. But all right, man. Appreciate you calling in, bro.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. But all right. Shout out to Jack's coach. And I'm probably going to end it here. Just want to do a little impromptu stream up in here. Thought I'd, bring some callers in. Let you guys kind of get some stuff off your chest. Obviously, the Jaguars are 2-6. My message to you guys is just don't let these guys ruin your week anymore. Today was fun. I thought the game was fun. It was back and forth. We were putting up points. We were, we were scoring. Trevor Lawrence had a really nice game-tying drive, which is cool to see. It was cool to see a quarterback actually be able to put the, team on the back, drive down the field. He was talking shit to the Packers, and everything. And but we're a bad team. We find ways to lose. The defense, while people are sitting here, how can you blame the defense? Yeah, the defense played good in the first half and everything. They were definitely keeping us in it, but at the end of the day, kind of like the offense. Like, the offense started off very slow, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. The Jaguars had a chance where the Jaguars were down 20-27. Trevor Lawrence went down the field and scored a touchdown. Now it's like, all right, defense, you're going against Malik Willis and, with basically like what they were at their own like 30. And it's like, just make a stop. Just make a stop. If you 3 and out these guys, the offense will get the ball back with at least a minute left. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't make a stop, And while the offense, they were able to drive downfield and do something when it mattered, the defense couldn't. The defense choked. And like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And it was unfortunate. But yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone for being here. Also, do want to give another shout out to BetUS for powering this stream. 150% deposit bonus using promo code YouTube 150. That's 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your second and third, up to $2,000. And all different kinds of stuff to bet on. They got 24/7 customer support, quick 24-hour payouts. With all that said, guys, it's Sunday night. Tomorrow's Monday. Have a great work week, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Drop a like on your way out as well. Go Jags.